guys, Gaggers here, and welcome to Let's Talk episode 7. It's okay to be upset. Why am I saying that? Well, let's start off with, I wasn't going to make this episode, or any episode this week, because I really have nothing good to say about Battlefield 4 this week at all. You all know why. My experiences on the Battlefield with the Xbox One have not been great, to say the least. As you saw, I compare the Xbox 360, all my stats, to the Xbox One stats, and you see there is a huge difference there. I found myself raging very badly to the point where I stopped playing it altogether. I actually took a couple days off and played on my PC for a bit. I played very little bit of Warframe. You know, I downloaded an old strategy game I used to play called Pharaoh. I don't know if anybody used to used to play that, but it's back from '99, I believe. Up until last night, I didn't really touch Battlefield. I played it on the 360 last night, and it's the first time I've enjoyed playing it for a while, and that was on the 360. So there are a lot of factors going into that, and I'm sorting them out myself. One is I don't have my control freaks yet, and I feel very weird without them. I don't know, there's a bunch of factors. I'm not going to get into that because that's not what this episode's about. So like I said, I wasn't going to make a video this week until I saw this.
Here's the ammo. Pick it up.
So I am hiding the name because the person who said it is a famous YouTuber. Obviously, it's from Twitter. And so yeah, he's famous in the Battlefield community. And if you did happen to see this, I'm going to ask you not to point out who it was, because that's not also what I'm not pointing anything at him and blaming him or whatever. It's just that comment pushed me to the point to make this video. What am I getting at? I've thought about this long and hard, and we as a community are pretty upset with DICE right now. And if I look at us on Twitter and how we interact with the guys that work at DICE, you know, like Roly Poly, Zinto, you know, everybody follows them. You know, we talk to them, we talk nicely, they talk nice back to us, but in the background we're all like, oh, if I saw you I'd want to kick you or something, you know, like in the back of our minds, I mean. But because there is a lot of anger going on right now because of the crashing, and there's like, I think we're at 15 patches now. It's been out for a month and a half roughly. Like, come on. You know, like, even the die-hard lovers of Battlefield like myself have to say, enough is enough. Like, why is this game out? But, and I'll get to that too. And why is that game out? Why did they release it already? So, a lot of the big argument is, and I covered this before, you know, EA went to DICE saying, you have 2 years to finish this game, and I want it done by this date, because somehow they found out the exact date that Call of Duty Ghosts was coming out, and they wanted it out before that, and they told them, I don't care, send it. So, and our argument was, well, hey, why are you pushing on DICE, you know, like, leave them alone. I've seen videos like that. I have nothing against those videos, and I think EA should leave them alone. So, like, there's a whole bunch of arguments out right now. But what I'm going to say, so I'm going to use a tire company as an analogy for what is going on. I hope you can follow along with this. It's in my head. It makes a lot of sense if you really sit down and think about it. Okay, so let's pretend I am EA, but I'm actually Ford, okay? And I'm going to approach DICE, who in this case will be Firestone, the tire company. So I go to Firestone and say, look, I need a wheel for my new SUV, because we're building brand new this SUV, and it's going to go out to everybody, and it's actually going on 5 different types of SUVs, okay? If you follow me there's 5 different platforms that this is going out. So Firestone, being around for a very long time, says, sure, we can make tires that'll fit all 5. So Ford walks away saying, fine. Okay, it's in very capable hands, because you've made these things before. We know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. So I'll leave you to it. So a year and let's just say 10 months later, Ford shows up, and instead of 5 tires, they have 5 squares. Or instead of 5 circles, you know, they have 5 squares. So me being Ford would be like, what's going on? It's been a while, and you only have these squares. And there's like, you know, Firestone says, look, you know, we're having a really hard time, and all this. And so me being Ford would be like, hey, you've done this stuff before. What's going on? Well, so then Firestone will say, well, look, we can round the corners so they could still drive the car, and then eventually it'll get to the point where it's a circle. You know, so Ford being them, they say, okay, look, I need this with this game. It has to be done by this date, and so fine, do it. So they do it. And it comes out, and everybody's angry because it's not a smooth ride, obviously, because only the corners are rounded. And then eventually the corners are becoming more rounded, and it's becoming more of a circle. So if you understand that analogy, all I'm saying is EA went to DICE, make your game. You got 2 years. They released it. It's not perfect, but it's going to get there. Okay, so but a lot of people are still upset that this is taking so long, myself included. So if you look at it like that, and I think, you know, it's a good way to look at it. You don't need to be mad at EA because they are a business. They want to make money. Right now they're losing money because of their decisions. But people make these decisions all the time. Now, people are also mad at the quality that's gone into this, and they're like, well, what do the quality testers do? And that kind of, you know, upset me a little bit because I'm in quality. I don't do what they do. My parts are a little bit more important. I'm going to say that. I can't really get into it because of what I do. Myself in QA, I'll look at parts, and sometimes I found parts that are no good. Now, I'm not, like I said, I can't get into it, but the deviation in it is very small. But, you know, you got what the customer wants, and it doesn't match the blueprint. So me being QA, I bring it up to engineers. And I say, look, it's not good enough like this. Well, the engineer will go to his boss, tell him the story, and then they come back to me, and sometimes they say it's good enough. So it's kind of like that now. It's quality guys are bringing this stuff up. They bring it to their bosses, who bring it to their bosses, who have a big meeting, and it comes back down saying, send it. It's good enough. So guys in quality are like, but it's not. And so it's an ongoing battle. So don't blame the quality guys. It's always guys at the top. It's guys at, you know, the top at EA. It's the guys at the top of DICE. You know, they wanted this done. They wanted it out, and so it's out. And now we have to deal with it. And so do they. Like, their stock prices are falling. You saw that. And at the same time, we all know it's going to get better. How we deal with it now is either A, just stop playing it. They'll notice that. But the problem is, if you stop playing it, then nobody will find the bugs anymore. Or B, like, people are saying, well, I'm not buying premium. Well, I already did, so I don't have that. So what I did, I just stopped playing it for a little bit. But I'll come back. I know I will. I'll probably play some today. So, when it comes to complaining, I've seen it on Twitter. You know, people are complaining about people complaining. People are complaining that they're not allowed to complain because some people are saying stop complaining. The way I look at it, you are allowed to complain. You have bought this game, so that gives you a right to complain. You're like a shareholder almost. You bought it. You paid your $60. That gives you the right to complain. And anybody who says otherwise, you're living in some kind of like a dictatorship saying, well, no, you're not allowed to complain because we love DICE and la 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 la. So yeah, we do love DICE. We love everybody that works there. We're not the greatest community by far, and everybody knows that. But we are a community that each platform loves the people that work at DICE, or just likes them a lot. You don't have to love them, but you know, you like Roly the Pulley, you like Zinto, you like, I think, EA Action Man Dan or whatever, he works there, but I think he's with Titanfall. But you like these guys, and so, but it's hard to put a face on like, yeah, these guys work at DICE. So do you blame them? Well, Roly Poly works on videos, so you can't really blame him. But so yes, you are allowed to complain, and people that say stop complaining, you need to stop saying that, because they are allowed to complain. I look at myself. I bought Battlefield 4 on the Xbox 360. I bought it for the Xbox One, and I bought it for the PC. So that's $180 right there. Okay, so you want to keep going? I bought the Xbox One so I can have a better experience with Battlefield 4. So that's another $500. I made a computer so I can try Battlefield 4 on my PC. That cost a few $100s. But anyway, so I've spent, let's say, over $1,000 on Battlefield. Yeah, the PC is not just for Battlefield, but I wanted a new computer, but I wanted a really good one. And part of it was so I could play Battlefield with it. So I've spent over $1,000 to play Battlefield. I'm allowed to complain. If you don't like it, turn your Twitter off and go watch TV. People are going to complain. We have the right to complain. Now I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this by saying, if we didn't complain, then nothing would get done. So keep up the pressure. Keep complaining until we get this right. Okay, you know it'll get right. We're in a very rough state right now, but you know it'll get better. Hang in there and enjoy it while you can. Or just don't play it, like me. You know, give it a break. Okay? Thanks for watching this video. It means a lot, guys. I'm still loving that intro. Thanks to you. You know who you are. Yeah, like I said, thanks a lot for watching, and take care, everyone.